How's it going, everybody? Welcome back to my channel. Today I am back in Las Vegas. I was driving up to WPT Thunder Valley last week. I ended up min cashing that tournament. I'm not quite sure if the 10-hour drive was worth it, but I have autopilot anyway, and I had a good time. I got in there late day one, ran up a stack, and ended up losing a pretty reasonably sized pot, second last hand of the night, to Jeff Platt. I had kings, he had aces, but I did have that min cash, and you know, 3K profit, not the worst thing in the world, and it's always nice to cash in these things. I think I'm like 4 for 5 in my last tournament cashes, which is kind of cool, with 2 second places. So I'm definitely on a roll. Online on ClubWPT has been going well as well. Obviously, check out my bonus code and the site there if you haven't already. But today we're gonna go back to my series from December from the WPT Stream Cash Games at the Win Championships. Now things are finally kind of starting to pick up. I remember the first episode just had me losing basically every pot, and last week we finally got that squid token, and let's see what happens next.
I don't know what went on break, but Xuan looks ready to battle right now.
Jesse is absolutely right. I took a hard reset in the washroom. I took some pretty bad beats, and I didn't want it to continue that way, so I was definitely ready to battle when I got back. And immediately I get into a good spot again. I have King Queen suited from the straddle. Almost everybody limps for this last squid token. I'm not really sure who doesn't have a token at this point, but I definitely got one from the previous hand. We squeeze and we get 2 callers, Rips with his very reasonable Queen Jack suited, and Brittany with the 9-6 offsuit. We get a pretty good flop for us. We're open-ended, drawing to the nuts. Our pairouts might be good, and we have a backdoor flush draw. So we do continuation bet this, and immediately Rips decides to check raise 5x on his flop. I mean, our c-bet wasn't very large, so I don't mind his size. And you know what? Our hand is good enough. We have the nut advantage in this situation. King Queen is definitely going to be our range of bluff hands, actually, since we do only have King High. But we just get it in, and it's almost a 200k pot.
Oh, this is...
Twice.
This is a big pot. Oh my goodness. And out of nowhere, we have the biggest pot of the night. Rip is a small favorite here, but it's anybody's pot. That's a turn card. 8 of spades, let's go.
This turn card gave us a lot of outs, and we are running it twice, so it definitely does reduce the variance. But only the top board gets the squid token.
No.
Nope.
Just turn in rivers.
Turn in river.
Jack 10-5 suit. I mean, Xuan would prefer the whole board, I'm sure.
And there it is.
Luckily for us, that ace of spades comes on the turn,
Barring the king river.
and we get to chop up the pot. Not the
Chop it
worst
up.
result.
Fair. Chop it up.
ClubWPT Gold is finally now live for US players. It only takes a couple of minutes to sign up for a new account, and after that you can choose between Gold Coin Poker or Sweeps Coin Poker. Both you can redeem for amazing prizes, but it's with Sweeps Coin Poker that you can also redeem for cash. I'm going to be playing a lot in my bathrobe. I love online poker. I hope you'll join me. Go make a new account at clubwptgold.com and use my bonus code XUAN. Thank you, I appreciate you so much, and good luck at the tables. Next hand, it looks like we are in the straddle position again. Marcus from +1 opens to 1200. Berkey calls, Queen 8 offsuit from the dealer button. Justin's in the big blind, comes along with another offsuit hand. We are in the straddle here with a very pretty suited ace. We can just call here, we can raise. I don't mind either in this situation. So the pot's about 5K 4-way. And we do hit an ace, but the flop is really coordinated. Absolutely no reason whatsoever to do anything than check here and see what unravels. Marcus does bet his ace
Something for everyone here.
into the three of us. Berkey has a gut shot, no hearts, but the bet was so small, I don't even fault him for that.
He is sticking around.
We call. The board is very wet. We have top pair, but I'm not looking to bloat the pot here at all. Turn is a pretty innocent 5. Marcus does choose to fire again. Now he's going for a larger size, which I think is quite appropriate based on this turn card being quite innocent, and neither Berkey nor I check raise on the flop, so there's no indication that our hands are very strong. Obviously, I'm still near the top of the hands that I could have in this situation, so I come along. Berkey folds. I think this river kind of saves me. You know, the flush draw gets there, and now there's a one-liner, so a jack makes it straight. That means Marcus is gonna slow down a bit because I can definitely have a jack or hearts in the situation.
Chop.
You love the chop.
God, I would have bluffed the shit out of that river.
Berkey is always feeling himself, and for good reason. Almost every game I play with him, he just absolutely crushes. So we have another wild multi-way pot developing here. Peter straddles to 400. Berkey raises to 2K with the lovely Queen 3 offsuit. Rips is in there with a perfectly reasonable Ace-7 suited. Justin's also in there with a very reasonable also King-Jack offsuit. We have 7-3 suited here, and you know what? This is versus a Berkey open and 2 flatters, and I decided to get a little spicy here with 7-3 suited. I think the size is pretty reasonable versus so much dead money in the pot, and we're out of position. It just looks so strong. And I'm a little surprised this goes through, but obviously very relieved.
Let's go, Xuan. Getting that squeeze through with the 7-3 suited.
Fair enough.
She is fighting. She might not be running well, but she is fighting.
Berkey is acting livid because I showed the 7-3 suited. Remember, every time you win a squid token, you have to show your hand. I don't even think he's that surprised. I think he's just kind of playing up his outrage because it's good for the game.
Lovely. Amazing.
So the game is quite good at this point, but if you can speak Mandarin, you can kind of tell that Brittany and Peter are kind of feeling a little outclassed in this lineup because all the guys, I know Rangers are loose, but they seem like they're playing pretty seriously. And
basically
the lineups that they usually play, maybe at Hustler, tend to be a lot softer. I don't blame them. I don't blame them for thinking that, but I think with the squid format, actually, there's a lot of variance and anybody actually has a chance. In this hand, Berkey's in the strata position. Rips makes it 1400 from +1 with Ace-5 offsuit. We are on the cutoff with a very pretty 10-9 suited, and we do make a super tiny 3-bet. I'm not sure. Sometimes I'll do stuff for this size just to isolate if I don't think there's going to be a lot of pushback, or if I really just kind of want to lose the minimum or induce my opponents to do something I want them to do. And we do see a flop where we hit an open-ended draw. Unfortunately, Berkey here makes top pair.
Kind of everyone in their own way.
And I don't think he's going to go anywhere for a while.
We've got
Nonetheless, we do have some value. We are going to apply a lot of pressure. I think the size is okay for the flop. I don't mind the size for the turn. We would hate if our equity got blown off, but you know, Berkey's range is just so wide. And really, we want him to be folding like a bad 8 or 3 or 4 here in this situation.
Xuan, they took a break. Xuan came back and just looked ready to destroy people. Yeah, she's been running real bad. And she's currently trying to test her luck with the guy who's been running the best.
This river comes again. I think he could be calling us twice with a 3. So the river, it's a diamond, it completes the flush draw, and you know, obviously if he had a 3, he's not going anywhere. And ultimately, I just decide to give up, which I am okay with. I do tank a while, but I respect Berkey's game a lot, but he's not very known for his folding.
You could have a flush.
Jack.
In this next hand, we are on the double straddle actually for 800. I'm guessing we don't have a squid token at this point, so we're starting to become a little desperate. Stacks are now shallow, so remember, it's actually advantageous to be able to risk less chips in order to win a squid token to avoid the penalty. It's actually a limped pot for 800 4-way, and the flop comes 7-3-5. So really favorable for actually the straddle range, and somehow we find ourselves in position with a gut shot. We decide to bet this to weed out the field, kind of see what happens. Remember, everybody's range is super wide in this situation. We bet, Berkey comes along. Definitely kind of risky since Justin is behind him and he does risk the chance of being squeezed. But I don't blame him, you know, no reason to think that my hand is so strong that him hitting a pair is not going to be the best hand here. When this turn comes, I know Berkey's really sticky, so I don't think he's gonna fold very much to a second barrel. So I just check this back. This river comes, it brings a one-liner, and when Berkey checks, it really makes me feel like he doesn't have much at all, maybe just a 1-pair hand max, and has enough showdown. So we actually make a pretty big bet. We think we're bluffing, but we actually have the best hand here.
Pair?
Yep.
Aces. Got me dusted. I had king high.
I think in a lot of formats, Berkey would have probably bluffed that river. But because it's squid, he's probably also assuming that I am going to be calling water than usual. And of course, I'm not actually capped there, so I could very easily have that straight. All right, that's it for this week. Thank you so much for tuning in again. Next week, we're going to start off with a bang. I get into this huge pot with Peter. If you want to tune in, I'll show you guys what happened. I hope you have a good week and see you guys next time.
Very civil.